Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over Bitcoin and let you guys know what my plan is going to be, more or less what I'm looking for. I find it interesting. And by the way, Happy New Year's to everybody, or almost New Year's, right? So this is the end of 2022. And in case you guys haven't gotten the news, the stock market had the one of its worst years since 2008 great financial crisis. And if you include bonds with that, the stock market and bond market together had probably one of the worst years, trumping up there with the 1930, 31-ish drop, which is huge. I think that's the worst on record right now. So it's trumped up there with that. That could be a good signal for a bounce in that market for some time in 2023, possibly. However, with Bitcoin, I am looking for an upcoming bounce in 2023. And I would not be surprised if you see one nice bounce, whether it's going to be a corrective bounce or a wave one. Who knows? I don't think so. I think it's probably going to be the start of a wave one. It's going to correct for the rest of 2023. And then start of 2024 will be the wave three. That will be the bull market that everybody's talking about. However, on that wave one bounce, if it does do that or corrective bounce, don't hold me to it, you will be able to make a ton of money in the altcoin market. Okay. Now, one thing I want to make clear here, something like keep seeing this information on videos all over the place, pretty much, stay away from altcoins. And I would agree with that. The majority of altcoins is probably pretty good advice. A lot of them are junk, trash. But if you have ones with good setups, that's undeniable, guys. So what I'm going to do, the same group of people, all right, we're saying stay away from altcoins, okay? However, if you go to a token or a coin like UFO Gaming, right here, okay, and clearly in this chart, came out in December 21, it's been in a downtrend. And here was a coin, if you've seen it and kept track of it, had it in your arsenal or a suite of charts, you go, maybe this one's looking pretty good. You could have blasted up onto, a 6x on that coin. Okay. So another coin I'm going to go over real quick with you guys is Quant. Here's another coin. Okay. This is actually a pretty good coin. Fundamentally wise, supply wise, tokenomics wise, Quant is actually a really good coin, guys. It really is. I think there's a long-term future for this coin, possibly. And this one is 345%. So to go with the whole idea that all the altcoins are just going to go to nothing just simply is not true. Okay. You just have to stay on top of it if you're going to be in the altcoin market right now. So let's go back over to Bitcoin. I wanted to show you guys some things. And a lot of ones on Twitter, they do the reverse triangle and have that on there with Bitcoin. I was kind of hoping Bitcoin would do a reversal there. It's probably not. I guess it's going to just probably start wandering its way down there. And this actually could get done before we realize it. So here's what I'm going to do. Bitcoin's down in this area. I'm going to be planning for something over here, guys. Now, I realize it could take some time, but also, too, just looking at other charts, I was going through a suite of charts that I'm looking at for coins, and they're all kind of converging together. I'm going to start going over more coins. By the way, sorry I haven't been too enthused or pumped up for anything since probably right before Christmas or something like that. There wasn't anything going on in the markets. There's no trades. I post on Twitter that I did a trade. I did a leverage trade. I got stopped out. So I lost some money. I figured let me try to risk it for the biscuit. But you have to be very careful during this choppy time and trying to get trades in right now. It's very, very difficult. Also, too, look, this is not the short season like everybody says. Like there's people that are still piling into shorts into Bitcoin. The odds are I don't think that's a really smart idea. That was shorts were over here, over here, over here, and maybe here a little bit. And now when you get closer to the bottom in this area, you start taking on more risk for the shorts. Going short down here, it's kind of like going long right here at 58. I'm going to go long on Bitcoin up here. Okay. So just give you that, just a little bit of common sense with the charts that, I thought if Bitcoin would pop up, I would say if Bitcoin popped up nice and high in price, not breaking that high, and nice and high in the RSI, I would say, okay, there you go. The opportunity has come, and maybe you could take a short, but I wouldn't do it right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this this right here, okay? This descending wedge pattern. It's descending wedge pattern, okay? And I'm really not too sure why people are putting the wedge over here. It's interesting. They prefer to have it over here. That's really not a wedge. The wedge has got a touch. You should have touches on trend lines, on two trend lines. So maybe they're taking it off log or doing something with it. But still, I don't. I mean, I guess you could call that a wedge. I prefer not to have that version of it. I like the wedge pattern, the descending wedge patterns. They're really good for popping out of there. So that's what I'm planning for. Here it is on linear. And I think it's going to come down to this area, guys, and it's going to be done. And it's a possibility. It's a good shot that this could be coming up by the middle or end of January, that time frame that Bitcoin could be down here, guys. So in the meantime, what you want to do is keep track of those altcoins that have good setups that are already bullish. They're already bullish. They're in a bullish sequence. They maintained it. A good example of that would be Quant. Okay. I would say if Quant maintains at 87, I think it's right around 80 to 87 or something like that. Quant probably is good to go, guys. All right. Went up into a wave, correcting it. Not a surprise, right? If it goes up into a wave, it's correcting it. Here with Bitcoin, it needs to come down and get that bottom. So what I wanted to show you guys is that a lot of people are looking at this this wedge. I'll put let me go to a daily chart. I'll show you guys. And you can obviously see, this is what I was talking about earlier, that I'm starting to see more of this. Okay. Here's your trend. And I think this is a significant trend right here. Okay. It come down and touch this trend right here again. And then you could take this trend over here, just like so. Okay. And you have a trend just like that. Okay. And if you take Bitcoin, okay, and you look at it just like so, right? Coming down right into this area, right down there, okay? I'd be willing to say right down in this area, okay? I'll put money where my mouth is too. I'll be ready to jump right on board in this area on Bitcoin, boom. But I'm not going to be focused too much on Bitcoin, a little bit on Bitcoin, but the other assets, they'll be coming up to finish something because Bitcoin is going to be finishing up right there, just like that. And you take it off and you put it on linear, you have a similar type pattern, just like so. And people put the trend just like so. It doesn't look as good on linear, but on logarithmic for Bitcoin, it does, guys. So I just wanted to share that with you, let you guys know that this, you have actually, if you want to call it, kind of like two wedges, you know, a wedge within a wedge. The big wedge is a massive wedge. I wouldn't just rely solely on that. I'm going to rely mostly on this wedge right here, this wedge that it's doing. And the reason why I'm pretty confident that this is a wedge is because it came up and touched that area right there. Okay. For those that are new to my channel, you see how it went right there? It came and tagged that. Okay. It goes up and tags it. So it came down into a wave and it corrects it. It came down another wave. It came up to correct this wave and it touched the bottom part of that first wave right there. Boom. And now it's coming back down to finish it off. So more than likely what you have is however you want to cut this pie, it's open for debate. I'm just going to put a general what it could be right now. Okay. So down here in the 1, back up there 2, back down for a 3, up for a 4, and back down for a 5, just like so. Okay, is what I am going to be expecting and is what I'm going to be planning for in 2023. And Bitcoin will finish up something right there in that descending wedge, guys. Okay, this is, like I said, this is one of my favorite patterns to watch, to play off of right here. Okay, now what are the bearish signals that could be going on with Bitcoin, or what's the worst case scenario? Well, the worst case scenario is that Bitcoin finally gets up here, finally makes its way down there into this area, okay, and maybe does a small bounce and maybe just continues to go down like so, okay? So that's the worst case scenario, continues to trend down a little bit and goes a little bit deeper than expected. Do I think it's going to go something like, okay, do a bounce and then bounce up again and then keep going down and bounce and keep going down like this? No, I don't think so, guys, because now, you know, you start looking at something, you could say that this would be a dying asset. You put on linear and you take a look at that, that would not be a healthy look for Bitcoin. That would look like an altcoin that is going to be probably going away, going to zero type altcoin, guys. That's something that you don't want to see. But you take away that drawing that I just made, and you can see here on linear, still above this area right here and down here, right on top of that area, come down and correct it. That's a healthy looking chart, guys, right there. Like I said before, okay, let me clean this up a little bit for you guys. Like I said before, you don't want to see Bitcoin down below these support areas right now, like right here, right here, right here, right here. You don't want to see it down there. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that it can't come down here and do a massive bounce. That's a possibility. But for a long term, from a long term perspective, you don't want to see it down there. I don't want to see it down there because that's huge for me, because now I'm like, okay, what's the long term perspective of Bitcoin? What's going to be going on with it long term, which means what's going to be going on with the other altcoins long term. Okay. So I am having a sneaky suspicion too. I'll throw that out there. I'm having a little bit of sneaky suspicion of keeping track of it, that I think there's a good shot that Ethereum is going to take over, not take over, but become more of a leader in the crypto space or the blockchain space, because I think between Bitcoin is it's commodity. It's going to be more designated more like a commodity. Then you go in more in Ethereum, which has a chance to either be a commodity or a security. Don't know which way that's going to go yet. It's going to be best if it's a commodity, in my opinion. But Ethereum really isn't like that. It hits all the ideas of being more like a security, if you will. But the whole area with the blockchain is the software, the use of it, and then your regular folks, where it's going to be a point where people, just your regular average Joe that walks down the street, doesn't know anything about blockchain. He's just heard of crypto. He knows there's Bitcoin and Ethereum, and these people are getting on their phones, and they actually can be using part of the chain or the blockchain on their phones for whatever, whether it's social media, whether they're doing it with, however they're going to be using that. That's the future. It's a disruptive technology. That's where I think it's going to go. Bitcoin's going to be kind of like its own little class, because it's more like a commodity, and it's going to be more like used as, if you will, like almost like I don't want to say a currency, but like what people are projecting it to be like. That's how I see that. And then you have the actual chain itself. So I see forward good news. The market cap right now, and then also too, guys, here I am on CoinGecko, is you have a total market cap of 831 billion in the cryptocurrency market. So here's the deal with that. And Bitcoin, it has a market cap of just under 300 or 320 billion. And Ethereum has a market cap of 144 billion. All right, guys, think about it like this. I'm going to put this in perspective for you. You should be bullish long-term in cryptocurrencies just for this one reason. What is the market cap of Apple stock? What's the market cap of Apple? One company. And what percentage is this of the whole cryptocurrency market cap? What percentage of it is it of one company, Apple? Think about that for a second. Apple's in the trillions. One company. You see right here, I decided to go. Here's Apple. This is one company, guys. One company. The whole cryptocurrency market cap is it's not even a trillion. The whole thing. So just put you in perspective that there's probably going to be some day that this number right here on cryptocurrency, it's 831 billion right now. One day, this will be 5T, 5 trillion, not B, 5T trillion, and then probably even 10 trillion. Okay. And probably even beyond that, even further down the road. Just put it in perspective, look at it like that, have a little bit more patience right here with Bitcoin, let it come down. Right now, where we are, this area right here, think about this, guys. This area right here is just a small blip on the radar. Just a small blip on the radar. Have patience like old Warren Buffett. He knows what he's doing. Like, all people are like criticizing him for buying that oil petroleum company that's ticker OXY. Right? Well, it looks like so far he wasn't wrong, was he? So it looks like he knows what he's doing, but he's patient. He's patient, and he just waits. And he's like, oh yeah, sees the future. I know he doesn't say anything good about cryptocurrencies because it's disruptive technology. They're all like that, guys. Okay. It's just like Peter Schiff. He's in gold. He wants you to buy his products, his stuff. He doesn't want people wandering over to cryptocurrencies to go make those guys rich over there, if you will, like a business. He wants you to come over to his business, right? He's a sales guy. Same thing with Warren Buffett. He doesn't want you to go buying Bitcoin. He wants you to go buying oxypetroleum, boost up his bags, right? That's how it works. Of course, they're going to say negative things about it if they're not in it. Common sense. All right, guys, if you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.